What's going on, Arizona sports fan family? Appreciate you guys for stopping by. Today, what I want to talk about is the rookie that I believe is going to have the biggest impact in his first year. Now, let's go and do a quick recap of the draft class for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, when you're looking at the draft picks for the Arizona Cardinals, we had a lot of players towards the end of the draft. And what I mean by the end is, fifth round, sixth round, seventh round, stuff like that. Now, granted, we didn't have a fifth rounder, but I'm just saying that's what I considered, the later part of the draft. When you're looking at the draft just in total, we don't have a first round pick, right? What ended up happening was the Arizona Cardinals ended up trading for Hollywood Brown. Our first round pick is essentially Hollywood Brown. Our second round pick is Trey McBride, tight end out of Colorado State. Our third round pick is Cameron Thomas. Now, he plays defensive end. Steve Keim came out and said that he is going to be primarily used as a pass rusher for the Arizona Cardinals. He did come out of San Diego State. Now, the Arizona Cardinals doubled down on defensive ends. Now, he was also told to us by Steve Keim as well that he will also be playing edge for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, he's a third rounder, picked 100 overall, and this is Maji Sanders. He came out of Cincinnati. Now, if you take a look at the next round pick, that's going to be the sixth round pick. So there's a huge gap there. The Arizona Cardinals didn't have a fourth rounder, or they didn't have a fifth rounder. So there was a long time that the Arizona Cardinals did not pick. So their first sixth round pick was Keontae Ingram, running back out of USC. Their second sixth round pick, this is the 215th overall pick, is it Lectus Smith? I always butcher his name and I completely apologize. I'm going to call him L. Smith, but he plays guard for Virginia Tech, or he did play guard for Virginia Tech. The next player was Christian Matthew. He was a DB for Valdosta State. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Now, he was a seventh round pick. Our second seventh round pick was Jesse Lupta. He was a linebacker out of Penn State. And then our last and final pick, which is still a seventh rounder, this was the 257th overall pick, was Marquise Hayes, guard out of Oklahoma. So the Arizona Cardinals had a pretty decent draft class coming in here. Now, are all of them going to make the 53-man roster? Probably not. But if you're looking at all these, players coming in, I really do have a lot of high hope that at least 2 or 3 can possibly make the 53-man roster. Now, if we have more come in, then that's an absolute win right there for the Arizona Cardinals drafting. But I don't think we're going to be living in that world. I think maybe 3 to 4 tops is what we're going to be bringing into the 53-man roster. But who's going to have the biggest impact, right? And I think that when you're looking at the draft class, especially a lot of fans that are looking from the outside in, they would probably automatically say then, hey, Trey McBride's going to have the biggest impact, right? He's the highest pick we have. He's the 55th overall, second rounder, tight end out of Colorado State. He's going to be the biggest impact. I don't think so, me personally. And the biggest reason why is Trey McBride is sitting behind 2 great tight ends that the Arizona Cardinals currently have on their roster. That's Zach Ertz as well as Max Williams. So if somehow we do, have different formations, different plays where we do have 3 tight ends, then we can definitely see more snaps develop for Trey McBride. But in my personal opinion, I do think that we're going to see Trey McBride maybe more towards the end of the season, or if an unfortunate injury happens to the top 2 tight ends, then we can start seeing him, his workload or his playing time be a lot more higher than it would be for his rookie year. Me specifically, I think the person that's going to have the biggest impact personally is going to be our third round pick, and that's going to be Maji Sanders. He's a defensive end out of Cincinnati, and we've heard some very, very, very good things from training camp so far. Now, when you're trying to take a look at highlights, we don't really see anything too kind of stand out-ish, and even the training camps that I attended as well, I don't think I've actually seen anything where I'm like, oh man, Maji Sanders looks absolutely beast, right? He's gonna take over the position from Chandler Jones. I haven't seen anything, but the coaching staff and the Cardinal organization, they see him as very, very high praise. Like every time they talk about Maji Sanders, they are talking great things. And honestly, I'm very excited to see what he can become. Now, the person who was picked before Maji Sanders, Cameron Thomas, he was picked 87th overall. it almost honestly seems that Najee Sanders is probably going to be the guy that's going to be stepping into that edge position, hopefully as a starter. Here's what our starting two edge rushers right now is Marcus Golden and Dennis Gardeck. I love them both. Great players, especially Junkyard Dog and Marcus Golden. He loves the Arizona Cardinals. He loves everything about this organization. So I would love for him to be a starter. But for that other spot, yes, I like Dennis Gardeck. But man, I would love the opportunity for Najee Sanders to come in and really show out in this preseason. And honestly, a lot of these players are going to have the opportunity coming into this preseason. So I'm very, very excited about it. Now, the biggest impact, right, we talked about, it's Najee. I know somebody's going to say Keontae Ingram is going to have a crazy season. Now, if you really take a look at our running back core, guys, our running back core is stacked right now. James Conner, Benjamin, Darrell Williams, as well as, Jonathan Ward. And that's not to mention other people that are, camp bodies right now. I like Keontae Ingram, but we might only really see him maybe next year, especially because of the depth of what we have right now, on this roster just as is. So I think Najee Sanders is going to have the biggest impact coming into this year. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say defensive rookie of the year. I'm not going to go out that far, but I will say that he will give us a solid 4 to 5 to 6 sacks in his rookie year. And right there, that would be great. That would have good impact for our defense, because right now our cornerback positions are looking a little suspect right now, and we really would hope, a lot of fans are hoping that we're going to bring some veterans coming into this season, but we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens. So to recap, who's going to have the biggest impact in their rookie year, in my opinion, has to be Najee Sanders, defensive end / edge out of Cincinnati. Let me know what you guys think. Who do you have a player that you think is going to have a bigger impact coming in, either on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball? Let me know in the comments below, everybody. As always, have a great rest of your day, and go Cards.